Greetings, folks. This is Mason Weaver, 75-year-old man who went through life paying attention, thinking, analyzing, understanding, seeing what worked, what did not work. And a lot of folks call me grandpa because I'm old, but I've been old for a reason. I want to discuss something with you today. I have a general topics a lot of times. Today, I want to talk about the federal government. I have a question. I have a few questions. I want to invite you to join in, send this video to your lawyer friends, your judges, people who work in law enforcement, people who work in constitutional activities. I want to contemplate. I think we may be losing sight of the founding fathers' intentions. We have three branches of government ordained by the people. We the people, no private agency. We the people set up the Constitution to be self-governing. I'm not governed by anybody else. I am self-governing. So the Constitution spells out the powers and duties of each branch of government. The judiciary is unusual, it's unique, it's different. I don't know why it's different. I don't understand the approach to it. But the judiciary is not appointed. It's the only branch of government that you have to have a license to belong to. It's odd. You don't have to have a license to be a congressman. You don't have to have a license to run for the U.S. Senate. But you have to have a license by a private club. Not a government agency, a private club. You have to have permission from the Bar Association, which is a private club. And they make appointments and announcements on judges. They even decided who the Supreme Court nominee is going to be by their commentary. So I have a couple of questions about that and other things. First off, the judiciary branch of government has control of all lawyers. You have to be a ward of the court, they call it. If the board that sets you up, if the Bar Association takes away your credentials, take away your code, then you can't work as a lawyer. That's odd. Why can't I pick the guy I want to represent me? I can represent myself in court. So if I know that John Henry over here has been debarred, or disbarred, but I still like him, I still think he's skillful, why can't I hire this guy just because he's been put out the club, the private club? Doesn't make any sense. I should be willing to bring anybody in court to represent me before the court. But back to this ward of the court. Lawyers are a ward of the courts. So I have a question for you. We have three separate branches of government. You cannot serve in the U.S. Congress and be a U.S. Senator. You cannot serve in the Senate and still be president. So why is it that we have in the House of Representatives lawyers who are part of the ward of the courts, they're part of the judiciary, at the same time they're representing Congress, which then they pass laws that you have to go to a lawyer to enforce. It seems like if you're going to be a state representative, you should have to give up your lawyer card. You should have to do that because you can be a doctor and be a senator, but being a doctor is not part of a different branch, a separate branch of the government. There are three separate branches. The first is the legislative branch, then it's the judiciary branch, and then it is the executive branch, the president. So I'm just curious. Somebody can send me an email message here. Why is it that you can be a lawyer and still be a ward of the court? A lawyer is a ward of the courts, judiciary. How can you be a lawyer and be a congressman? I don't know. Someone tell me that. The second thing I have is the status of judges. What is this now? We defeated England and got rid of the old law. So why is it that I have to refer? I don't have to, but I may make the judge angry if I don't refer to him as Your Honor. We don't do that with the president. I don't have to call President Trump the Honorable President Trump. But I got to talk to the judge as if he's king and say, Your Honor, can I approach the bench? Can I send you a note? Why? If I'm in Congress as a spectator, I don't have to refer to the members of Congress as the honorable. But in court, I have to stand when you come in. I gotta stand. I'm the people. You represent me. I'm in charge of the government, folks. Citizens are in charge. We're a self-governing people. So the judge comes in, and we all gotta rise. We don't have to rise when the president comes in. We don't have to rise when our senator comes in. We got to rise for the judge. I'm just curious on why. I know the old England tradition. Guess what, folks? We defeated England. It's no longer valid here. It's not valid. I understand traditions. Will you please rise? But no, they say all rise. And then the judge comes in a black robe. Like, what's that represent? What is that? Are you a god? Are you to be worshipped? A robe. Every courthouse in every major city looks like a palace by design. You got the pillars on the front of them. It looks like a palace. You're going before the king, and you make your plea. I got a plea to my judge. I can make the language is kind of faulty here, folks. So I want to know, why is it that the judge, I have a right to address my government in grievous. Free speech is called. I can have free speech. That free speech is to your government. It's not to each other in the public. That's not what free speech is. It's for me to talk to my government and redress my problems with the government, and deliver it in any way I wish. Angry, I don't have to be respectful, but in the court, I have to ask permission to speak, and I cannot upset the judge, or he may set me in this thing called contempt. So my question for you folks, contempt, where is that in the law? Contempt of court. It's the rules of the court. Well, where is it in the law of the courts? And also, all you legal scholars, please explain to me the punishment for upsetting the judge. Contempt of court. We have a right to a fair trial. We have a right to see the evidence against us. We have a right to have our lawyer present or one paid for, if we can afford one. That's a fundamental right we all know. But in court, I can say something the judge doesn't like, or do something he doesn't like, not stand. And the judge can point to me and say, you are in contempt, therefore I put you in jail until I feel like letting you out. This is America. Without a trial, without a lawyer, without evidence, just because I upset the judge, he can put me in contempt of court. Now, folks, do you really want to live in a system where the elected official or the government official could look at you and say, I don't like what you said or what you're wearing or how you're acting. I'm going to put you in jail as long as I want you to be there. No trial, no court, no plea, no evidence, and I let you out when I feel like it. Do you really want to live in that kind of country? And why is it only judges can do that? I'm just curious. I don't have any problem. I ain't got no court dates. I ain't nothing coming up. I'm as a citizen. I want to know what gives this judge the power to put my behind in jail because he doesn't like what I've said. Now, I asked that to a judge recently. Nice guy. Wasn't arguing. We had dinner together. And he said, so, Mason, what do I do then if somebody is disrupting the court? You charge him. You charge him with a crime of disrupting the court. You have a hearing set. He brings his lawyer. And you can't be the lawyer judge because you're the plaintiff. So you bring me into court and you have me to present my information to you, my plea to you. And you tell that the jury of my peers determine if I've actually offended you enough to be put in jail. Because I don't know how offensive language could put my behind in jail with the sheriff or my congressman or my president. I mean, they calling Trump a Nazi. Is that offensive? Can he put them in jail? No. Only the judge can put them in jail. It just makes zero sense as a United States citizen. I think we should put the judges on the same level we're on. Elected officials have three separate and distinct duties to do. You're not God. You can sit up 10 feet above me if you wish. I'm not going to worship you. I'm not going to honor you. You didn't run for office as honorable. You ran for office as judge. You weren't appointed as honorable. You're appointed as judge. Let's stop this worship. Why is it every courthouse that looks like a palace? You walk in, you're intimidated by the marble floors like it's old Rome. Folks, not Rome. So, my question to all you lawyers. I mean, I like lawyers. I was going to be one. I accepted the law school. Didn't feel like going. I thought I could make any money. But all you lawyers, you scholars, you judges are listening. Give me a ring. Let's have a nice, calm conversation, and let's discover, are we abusing our power as that third distinct branch of government? Lawyers and judges belong to the private club called the Bar Association. If I go and pass, I went through the law school admission test, passed it with very high numbers. I was at Berkeley, prepared to go to law school. I passed all the requirements. And so why can't I go and be a lawyer? Why can't I be a lawyer now? Why can't I could walk in and represent myself, but you judges will resent it. You will resent it. You will not let me win my case because you don't want a layman to come in and beat another attorney, which is your friend, your private club member. So it's almost impossible for a layman to avoid the extra cost. And why do I have to pay so much money, called a lawyer, to go and do business with elected or a part of the judiciary? Why is it that I'm going to be charged extra money to do business with you and go meet with you than I will with my congressman? I'm curious. So I'm Mason Weaver. You someone let me know where I'm wrong. I may be wrong. I just don't know why we have to treat them like they're many gods. Because the government belongs to us. To us, folks. The government is our leverage to those who we set in authority. And we don't have rulers. We set them in authority. Our founding fathers were very, very careful to put together a process where we the people stayed in control. We the people influence our legislators. You're not influenced by the judge. You see these judges now going crazy. They're going crazy right now. Do we stop it? Do we fight it? Or do we accept it? Mason Weaver, you let me know. Stay right or be left. The truth is always the truth. God bless you.